Hello everybody, a very simple SQL tutorial on how to use the select all and what it does. So the select all is a command in SQL that returns all of the records in your query, all of the records from a specific table, or a combination of tables that are joined together with inner join, left join, right join, etc. But all I want to do today is just show you how to use the SQL statement select all. So I have my SSMS Studio here opened up, and I've expanded the database folder to show me my databases that I currently have installed in my SQL Server. There are three of them. There are AdventureWorks 2017, there's a CMS database, and there's a Northwind database. We're going to be working with the Northwind database. Now, a little shortcut to create a query window that is tied directly to the Northwind database. If you select the database, and then up here on the toolbar, you select New Query, down here in the lower right-hand portion of your screen of the status window, you can see that you are connected to the Northwind database. This is important because a lot of times when you start the Server Management Studio, and when you start it, it has this little connection up here selected by default. In other words, no database is selected by default. If you were looking here and you said, you know, I'm going to select something, I need to work with the Northwind database, and it's not selected, and you go to click a new query, if you look up here, it shows master. So when no database is selected and you create a new query, then master is automatically selected. Now, where does master come from? Master comes from the system databases folder. If you expand this, here are all of the system databases. Personally, you want to stay away from those unless you are familiar with them and you have a reason to go in there and select things from them. You can, but you really risk messing something up if you start, tinkering with those system databases. So for now, we're not even going to mess with those. We're just going to collapse that folder, make those databases be hidden. So at plus, you can see down here where it says master down here in the lower right hand corner here of the screen. You can see there it says master. That means that you're connected to the master database. So if you are connected to the master database, you could close the query and then select the Northwind database and then create a new query. That's a way that you could make sure that you are using the Northwind database. But there's a shortcut. You could just click in your window here. I know I'm going beyond the select all original goal of this tutorial, but you could just type in use and then just type in the name of the database, Northwind, spell it right there, Northwind, and when you run this, it should switch. So I ran it by doing Control E. Now if you look down here, it says Northwind. So that's a shortcut of getting to the database that you need to use, right? So I'm going to close this, not going to save it, and I'm going to close this one, and we're going to start again here. So here is the Northwind database. I'm going to create a new query. I've selected Northwind, and then I clicked on new query, and now up here it says Northwind, so that means that I'm connected to the Northwind database, and also down here it says Northwind as well. So what do I want to select? I want to select information about the employees. So as you know, within a database, you have tables. So if we expand the Northwind database, we see all of the tables that these are user tables that have been created by the user. And normally when you come in here, this thing is not expanded. So you come in here, it looks like this. You expand the folder, and here's a list of all of the tables. Each table contains information that is specific to a subject or category, right? So we have employees. We have a table that holds information about employees. And if we expand the employees table, we can see under columns, we can see all of the different fields or columns that pertain to an employee. So you've got last name, first name, title, region, postal code, address, notes, and all the other goodies. If we minimize or if we collapse the employees table, we can go to the customers table, expand that, go to columns. Here are all of the fields or columns that pertain to the customers table. So you've got the company name, contact title, address, and so forth. If we minimize or collapse that little guy there, and let's go down to territories. Expand that, expand the columns, and not a whole lot is in there, but we do have region ID, territory description, and territory ID. Now these IDs and everything, they all link to these other tables. Like this region links to the region table up here. That's a little bit more advanced. That's when we start using inner joins, left joins, right joins. So that's a future tutorial, but for now we will just go ahead and say I want to see all of our customers. I want to see or select all of our customers. So if I go in here and I'm just going to expand the customers just to see what's in here, right? Just so I know what to expect. Over here in the query window, if you click over there, and the keyword is select. Now I'm all caps. You don't have to, it still works lower caps, but I do for this example I'm doing uppercase. So select, and now after the select statement, SQL Server needs to know what is it that you want to select. You can select specific information from the table. For example, let's say I want to select just the city from the employee table. So select space, and then whatever it is that you want to select, I just put city up there, and then you say from customers. And then when you run this, you'll get all of the cities from the customers table. Now in the beginning of the tutorial I mentioned, hey, let's just do select all. Just show me everything. Okay, so to do that, instead of city, you would just do an asterisk. So some people say select asterisk, some people say select star, but I've heard the term select all, and that means the asterisk. So if you do that and then you run the query, you will get everything from the from the customers table. And you can see how many rows are in the customers table by doing, by looking down here. You can see 95 rows, and here they are. So that's really how you use the select all from a real basic tutorial, real basic concept. You can select all from employees. So if you go up here, change customers, and again, you don't have to proper case or do any of that. It just does it. See, like here, I did not capitalize E, even though it's capitalized down here. So it's not case sensitive. Matter of fact, we could just rewrite the whole thing all in lowercase. So select all from employees. And then we run it. Yep, you got to spell it right. Right, there we go. Okay, and you run it, and here are all of the employees. So that is it for this tutorial, and I'll have a little bit more, just to kind of, show a little bit of different things you can do with SQL. I wanted to make them as basic as possible. Some of you watching this are probably thinking, what is this, But really it is. It's just a very, very basic tutorial, nothing advanced. I'm just trying to help people, kind of learn a few of these little things about SQL. All right, so hope you enjoyed that, and look forward to our next tutorial, which we will be working with inner joins and left joins to start pulling information that relates to each other between two or more tables. All right, thank you so much. Have a good one.